Have you ever wondered how Netflix and other streaming platforms are able to give you spot-on recommendations? Or how Amazon always knows what to sell you even before you know you need it? Or heck, even how this video was recommended to you in the first place? Well, one of the key reasons for that is data science. Hello Internet, and welcome to Business Lore. Today, we will be taking a look at a field that is fueling the growth of a lot of businesses and companies like Amazon, YouTube, and Spotify. We will be explaining what data science is and how it works, its background, how it affects business, and even its pros and cons.
In a nutshell, data science is the field of applying advanced analytic techniques and scientific principles to extract valuable information from data for business decision-making and strategic planning.
The term data science was created in the early 1960s to describe a new profession, which will support the understanding and interpretation of the large amounts of data, which was being amassed at the time. It was not until 1996, in the International Federation of Classification Societies conference in Japan, that data science was first included as a title in a conference. The title was Data Science, Classification and Related Methods. In 2001, William S. Cleveland published Data Science, an action plan to expand the technical areas of the field of statistics. In this article, he intended to introduce data science as a separate discipline, extending the field of statistics to include advances in computation. He established 6 areas that will make up the field: multidisciplinary investigations, models and methods for data, data computation, pedagogy, tool evaluation, and theory.
Eventually, data science evolved into what is today, an interdisciplinary field that leads to new technologies such as AI, deep learning, and machine learning. However, AI or machine learning, as related as they are to data science, are not synonyms. They are only the tip of the iceberg of term of data science.
To explain this further, we brought an actual data scientist to an interview, who has a Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering from the NYU Tandon School of Engineering. Currently, he is the lead data scientist at Oliver Wyman in New York, where he expands his passion for machine learning in using predictive analytics for business improvement. Let's hear what he has to tell us.
I mean, data science in general, it's a very vast field. There's a lot of different applications to it. Ultimately, it goes down to using data to help an organization make better decisions, right? Because there's a heavy foundation of mathematics, right? Probability, statistics, algebra, linear algebra, all that stuff. So there's the math, there's the programming, because you have to be able to code up these algorithms or even slice and dice the data using programs. So you have your programming, you have your math, and then there's a circle on top, which is for industry knowledge. It's easy to learn those two on the bottom. It's harder to learn the one on the top, because that's something that comes with time and people's careers. People spend their whole lives in a certain industry.
Yeah, so data science can be included in a lot of different companies or different kind of like
every industry,
right? Exactly.
Yeah, every company, every industry could use it.
What is data science? 5 Applications in Business is an article published on the Harvard Business School online Business Insights blog, which give us 5 ways data science affects business. Number 1. Gain customer insights. Via data wrangling, it is possible to determine peak customer shopping times and adjust staff levels accordingly, or to identify early buyer trends and implement appropriate promotional campaigns. Number 2. Increase security. Data science is also used to increase the security of your business and protect sensitive information. To give you an idea, banks use complex machine learning algorithms to detect fraud based on the deviations from a user's typical financial activities. These algorithms can catch fraud faster and with greater accuracy than humans, simply because of the sheer volume of data generated every day. Number 3. Inform internal finances. Suppose that you're a financial analyst tasked with forecasting revenue. To do so, you can use predictive analysis. You can estimate both the average selling price and number of expected units sold by finding trends in a historic company and industry data, which must be qualified, cleaned, and structured. This is data science in action. Number 4. Streamline manufacturing. Identifying inefficiencies in manufacturing process is another way to use data science in business. Audin Technologies, an industrial automation company, is a case in point. They created a machine learning tool called Golden Run, which collects manufacturing data, identifies times of highest efficiency, and provides recommendations for replicating that high efficiency state. As the algorithm gathers more data, it provides better recommendations for improvement. Number 5. Predict future market trends. Big data tools and analytics can be used by anyone to detect trends. Collecting and analyzing data on a larger scale can enable you to identify emerging trends in your market. Track and purchase data, celebrities and influencers, and search engine queries can reveal what products people are interested in. For example, Google Trends, based on the data registered in the Google search engine, dynamically and graphically shows the frequency of topics and terms searched by users in a given period of time or region of the world.
I've been with different companies over my career as data science, and again, similarly, like different use cases to help them make better decisions. Most recently at Oliver Wyman, what I've done is using survey data to help understand if people are doing certain activities, what are other activities that they're also likely to be interested in. So that way companies can then cross-sell. If one person is buying one of their products, what are some other products that they can try to sell them as well? But in the past, I've also worked with a lot of healthcare companies to figure out if someone is likely to end up in the hospital again, or someone is discharged, are they likely to get sick again? Things like that. So there are a lot of different use cases.
I was actually about to ask you, like, what was the benefit that a business would get from it, but you just told me, right? It basically like reduces the risk for the business itself, and also it helps the business to make a better decision, right?
Make better decision, or also spend less money, reduce any kind of cost, and also make more money by increasing sales, things like that. So.
Even though data science is such an amazing tool, there are still some things that make it tricky to use these technologies inside a business. The first one is mastering data science is almost impossible because it's a mixture of many fields and is an ever-changing dynamic field. The second one is large amount of domain knowledge is required. To solve any problem, you need to have background knowledge. And the third one is lack of data privacy. This may be one of the biggest problems since data scientists make data-driven decisions, but this data may breach the privacy of customers. Nowadays, people are much more aware of how their data is being used. Data scientists need to consider how are they collecting this data, is it being collected in an ethical way, and on top of that, are they using it in a proper way?
In many cases, it's just to help a company make more money, but sometimes it's even better uses like, helping solve a world problem, or help identify if someone has a disease that they need treatment for. So data science can help quickly identify that. But on the negative side, a lot of times what could happen is, again, going back to the data, even if it's collected in a proper way, in an ethical way, what is it being used for? If it's a problem that you can solve, is it a problem that you should solve? Because a lot of times with data, what comes in is what creeps in are human biases. So if this data is biased based on the way it was collected, it could lead to the model or the automation, the machine giving biased predictions. So for example, like maybe if the data that was collected is biased against certain ethnicities or certain races in there, and the model then just just feeds into that stereotype even more because that was the data that it saw, that's what it learned from. So it doesn't know any better. And then it can make predictions saying, I don't know, suppose law enforcement is using it, saying these are the areas where there's more crime, so go there. And maybe there could be because of other factors that are feeding into the crime in that area, not, because of things like ethnicity or race or whatnot. So there's always that worry about the human biases creeping their way into the data, and then that affects the models and the prediction that it's making.
So, does this mean that all of these drawbacks make it unsafe to learn or implement data science? In our point of view, and borrowing some wisdom from Master Yoda,
difficult to see. Always emotion is the future.
If you're still data hungry, please check out the links below so you can read all the information we gathered for this video. We hope you find this video useful, and if you did, consider giving us a thumbs up. It will help us a lot to share this information with other people. Bye bye!